Have you ever found yourself lying awake at night, feeling your chest tighten, your heart race, and a gnawing sense of worry that you just can't shake? It's as though your mind keeps replaying every worst-case scenario, making it impossible to sleep, to think clearly, to breathe. I know that feeling. It's overwhelming. It's suffocating. And the scariest part is, you don't always know why it's happening. But here's the thing, you're not alone. Anxiety in some form or another touches all of us. But the real question is, why does it happen? And how can we manage it, especially when it feels like it's taking over our lives? Anxiety is more than just feeling a little nervous before a big presentation or a test. It's that constant undercurrent of fear, dread, and worry that can affect every area of our lives. Physically, it can show up as a rapid heartbeat, sweating, muscle tension, or even dizziness. Emotionally, it's that feeling of being on edge, expecting something bad to happen, without knowing exactly what. We can all feel anxious in different ways, whether it's before a job interview, in a social situation, or just dealing with the overwhelming pace of daily life. The symptoms are real and can be incredibly draining. But why does this happen? Why does our body go into panic mode when we don't even know what we're afraid of? Why does anxiety happen? To answer that, let's dive into what's going on in our brains. When we face stress or danger, whether real or imagined, our brain's amygdala kicks into high gear. The amygdala is responsible for our fight or flight response. It's like our internal alarm system, warning us of threats. Now, in ancient times, this system was crucial for survival. But in today's world, we often get anxious about things that aren't life or death. It could be an upcoming meeting, an email that's stressing you out, or that nagging thought about something that might go wrong. And then there's modern life. We're constantly bombarded with information, news, social media, emails, everything all at once. It can feel like the pressure never lets up. It's no wonder that anxiety has become more common. But the good news? We don't have to be slaves to it. There's a way out. Think about the last time you felt overwhelmed by anxiety. Can you remember how it felt? When your mind was racing, your body tense, and your thoughts spinning out of control? What triggered it? Work? Personal life? I want to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share how anxiety shows up for you. Let's support each other through this because no one should face it alone. We've just explored what anxiety feels like, and you might be wondering, how do I cope with this? The good news is that there's a timeless philosophy that can help. It's called Stoicism, an ancient way of thinking that's been helping people build emotional resilience for thousands of years, and today it's more relevant than ever. You might be thinking, what does ancient Greek philosophy have to do with my stress today? Well, more than you might think. Founded by thinkers like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius, offers practical tools to deal with life's challenges. It's about learning how to accept the things you can't control, taking responsibility for the things you can, and using reason to navigate the ups and downs of life. At its core, Stoicism teaches us that while we can't control external events, we can control how we respond to them. It's a philosophy that isn't just about big ideas, but real, actionable advice that you can use every single day to find peace and build resilience. Key tenets of Stoicism. 1. Self-control. One of the key principles of Stoicism is self-control. Now, I know when you're feeling anxious, it can feel like you're completely powerless, like the anxiety controls you. But Stoicism teaches us something powerful. We don't have to let our emotions run wild. We have the ability to step back, observe what we're feeling, and choose how to respond. It's about learning to take a breath and respond calmly, rather than letting our anxiety take the wheel. The power lies not in avoiding emotions, but in learning how to respond calmly and rationally. 2. Acceptance. Another essential Stoic principle is acceptance. It's about recognizing that not everything is within our control. Some things, like traffic, the weather, or other people's actions, are simply beyond us, and when we try to control what we can't, we only fuel our anxiety. Stoics advise us to focus on what we can change, the way we think, the actions we take, and the way we respond. This sense of acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means releasing the unnecessary burden of trying to control the uncontrollable. 3. Virtue and reason. Lastly, Stoicism places great value on virtue and reason. A Stoic strives to live a virtuous life, guided by wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. But it's not about perfection. It's about striving to be the best version of yourself day by day. Reason, for the Stoics, is the ability to understand what's truly important and to align your actions with your highest values, no matter what life throws at you. Now, let's bring this philosophy into the modern world. You might think Stoicism sounds a bit abstract. After all, how does an ancient philosophy help you manage a stressful work deadline or the pressure of social media? Well, it's all about applying these principles in real situations. Take athletes, for example. Kobe Bryant was known for his intense mental discipline, which he attributed to Stoic principles. He'd face enormous pressure on the court, but instead of panicking, he focused on what he could control: his preparation, his mindset, and his response to every challenge. Stoicism helped him stay focused, even when the stakes were high. Entrepreneurs like Tim Ferriss also use Stoicism to manage anxiety in the fast-pacing business world. By focusing on the present moment and not worrying about things outside of their control, they're able to make clearer decisions and take more effective actions. But it's not just for athletes and CEOs. You can apply Stoic practices in your own life, whether you're dealing with family stress, financial concerns, or personal goals. It's a practical philosophy for real-world challenges. Does any of this sound familiar? Have you ever felt that inner peace when you let go of what you can't control? Or maybe you've found strength in focusing on your actions instead of the outcome? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you've applied these principles in your life. Now that we've scratched the surface of Stoicism, let's get practical. Let's explore real-world Stoic techniques that can help you manage your anxiety day to day. The first one is cognitive reframing. This is about changing the way we look at things and, in turn, changing how we feel about them. Here's how it works. Imagine you're about to give a big presentation. Your heart starts racing, your palms get sweaty, and your mind begins to spiral into negative thoughts. I'm going to mess up. What if they don't like me? These thoughts create a sense of fear and unease. This is where cognitive reframing comes in. Stoicism teaches us to recognize these thoughts and challenge them. Instead of thinking, "I'm going to fail," we could reframe that thought to, "This is an opportunity to learn and grow." It's not about pretending that the anxiety isn't real. Instead, it's about seeing the situation from a different perspective, one that empowers us rather than paralyzes us. And you're not alone in this. Research shows that cognitive reframing, as used in cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, is one of the most effective ways to manage anxiety. By actively changing our thought patterns, we can decrease the emotional impact they have on us. Try this. Next time you feel anxious, pause, take a breath, and ask yourself, what am I making this situation mean? Is there another way to look at it? By changing your thoughts, you can change how you feel. The next Stoic technique for managing anxiety is focusing on what you can control. In life, there's a lot that's out of our hands. We can't control the economy, we can't control other people's actions, and sometimes we can't even control the outcome of our own efforts. But here's the key: we can control how we respond. Out of the most famous Stoic ideas is the concept of the circle of control, popularized by Stephen Covey in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Think of this circle as a bubble around you, representing everything that you have direct influence over. Inside this circle are things like your thoughts, your actions, your reactions, and your mindset. Outside of the circle are things like other people's behaviors, events in the world, and the future. Now, when anxiety hits, it often comes from focusing on things outside our circle of control. Worrying about what could happen in the future, or stressing about things we have no influence over. Instead of stressing about things you can't control, Stoics suggest you focus on what's within your circle of control. For example, if you're anxious about a difficult conversation with a friend, focus on what you can control: how you prepare for the conversation, how you express yourself, and how you respond to their reaction. By focusing on your actions, you shift your energy from worrying to doing. When you focus on what you can control, you empower yourself. You stop wasting energy on things outside of your control, and you start directing that energy toward what you can change: your attitude and your actions. The third technique is acceptance. This is perhaps the most powerful Stoic tool, and it's all about embracing the present moment as it is. Anxiety often arises when we resist what's happening in the moment, wishing things were different. But Stoicism teaches us that resistance only amplifies our suffering. Here's an example. Imagine you're stuck in traffic, late for an important meeting. Your initial reaction might be frustration, anger, or even panic. But what if, instead of resisting the situation, you simply accepted it? This is the reality right now, and there's nothing I can do about it. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up or resigning yourself to feeling miserable. It means acknowledging that some things are outside your control, and there's no point in fighting against them. In that moment of acceptance, you free yourself from the grip of anxiety. Research shows that acceptance-based therapies like mindfulness can significantly reduce anxiety. By simply acknowledging and accepting what is, you stop feeding the cycle of stress and anxiety. It's about saying, "I'm okay with what's happening right now, even if it's not ideal." Next time you find yourself resisting a situation, try to practice acceptance. Recognize what you can't control and choose to focus on how you respond instead. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes to release the tension and find peace in the present moment. Which of these techniques resonates most with you? Is it reframing your thoughts, focusing on what you can control, or practicing acceptance? Share in the comments below and let us know which one you plan to try first. We can all learn from each other's experiences. One of the most powerful ways to apply Stoic principles to daily life is through mindfulness and meditation. These practices might sound modern, but they actually have deep roots in Stoic philosophy. The Stoics understood the importance of being present and mindful, of being aware of your thoughts, emotions, and actions in the moment. Take a moment right now. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and focus on the sensation of the air entering and leaving your body. What you're doing is practicing mindfulness. It's about fully experiencing the present moment without judgment, without letting your mind wander into past regrets or future worries. The Stoics called this living in accordance with nature. Research shows that mindfulness and meditation can significantly reduce anxiety and stress by calming the mind and helping us stay focused on what's real and important in the present. By becoming aware of our thoughts and feelings without becoming overwhelmed by them, we gain the ability to respond more calmly to life's challenges. Try integrating mindfulness into your daily routine. Whether it's 5 minutes of deep breathing in the morning or taking a short pause throughout the day to center yourself, these small moments can make a huge difference in how you manage anxiety. Another excellent way to apply Stoic principles in daily life is through journaling and reflection. The Stoic philosophers, especially Marcus Aurelius, were known for writing down their thoughts and reflections as a way to gain clarity, practice gratitude, and develop wisdom. Marcus Aurelius's personal writings, collected in Meditations, were essentially his way of talking to himself and reminding himself of Stoic principles, like accepting what you can't control and focusing on virtue. This practice helped him maintain composure during the pressures of ruling an empire. You don't need to be a Roman emperor to benefit from journaling. Start by writing down your thoughts at the end of each day. Reflect on your experiences, what caused you anxiety, and how you responded to it. Did you react impulsively, or did you practice some of the Stoic techniques we've discussed? This process of reflection helps you become more self-aware and empowers you to make better decisions in the future. Journaling also helps you recognize patterns, what triggers your anxiety, what helps you calm down, and what strategies are most effective for you. It's a simple yet powerful tool for self-improvement and stress management. Another essential Stoic practice is cultivating gratitude. In a world that often encourages us to focus on what's wrong or what we don't have, Stoicism teaches us to turn our attention toward what we do have, what's good, what's positive, and what's worth appreciating. Seneca once said, "A cheerful mind is what makes us wealthy." And he was right. The more we practice gratitude, the more we begin to shift our focus from anxiety about what we lack to appreciation for what we already possess. This shift in perspective helps reduce feelings of fear and scarcity. Take a moment right now to think of 3 things you're grateful for, no matter how big or small. It could be your health, your loved ones, or even a quiet moment of peace. These small, intentional acts of gratitude can go a long way in countering anxiety and fostering a sense of calm. Studies show that gratitude exercises, like keeping a gratitude journal, can significantly lower anxiety and improve mental well-being. So, start your day by listing 3 things you're thankful for and notice how it changes your mindset. It's a Stoic habit that anyone can adopt, and it's especially powerful when anxiety tries to take hold. Let's make this practical. How do you practice mindfulness or gratitude in your life? Do you have a favorite journaling exercise? Or maybe a way to stay present and focused during stressful moments? Share your tips and experiences in the comments below, and let's build a community of support around these Stoic practices. As we wrap up this exploration of Stoicism, let's talk about the long-term benefits of applying these principles to your life. You see, Stoicism isn't just about managing anxiety in the moment. It's about creating a lasting foundation of resilience and inner peace that carries you through life's toughest challenges. Madam Good, our first question today comes from Neely. Neely reads, quote, I've spent the past 50 years of my life practicing Stoicism, and I know now how much this discipline, the more you begin to trust yourself, you start to believe that no matter what life throws at you, you have the tools and the mindset to handle it. By practicing acceptance, you stop resisting the inevitable. You learn to let go of unnecessary stress and embrace life's challenges with calm determination. Instead of feeling helpless when faced with difficulties, you see them as opportunities for growth. And over time, this builds an unshakable sense of inner peace. Now, let's talk about some practical tips to help you incorporate Stoic techniques into your life day by day. 1. Start small. Don't overwhelm yourself by trying to change everything at once. Start with one small action. Maybe it's focusing on what you can control, or beginning your day by writing down 3 things you're grateful for. These small steps may seem simple, but they can change your life, one breath at a time. It could be as simple as writing 3 things you're grateful for each morning, or reminding yourself in stressful moments that you can control your reactions, not the outcome. 2. Daily reflection. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to reflect. Ask yourself, did I apply Stoic principles today? How did I handle stress or anxiety? This process of daily reflection helps you stay on track and continue to grow. 3. Be patient. Change takes time and you'll face setbacks. But remember, the Stoics believe that the journey itself is the reward. Be patient with yourself and trust that each step, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to a more resilient, peaceful mindset. Finally, remember that Stoicism is a lifelong practice. It's not about reaching some perfect state of calm. It's about continuously learning, growing, and striving to be a better version of yourself every day. You don't have to be perfect, and you don't have to have all the answers right now. What matters is that you're committed to the process, and you're taking one step at a time toward building a stronger, more peaceful mind. Stoicism teaches us that life is full of challenges, but with the right mindset, we can face them with resilience. So, as you continue on your journey of self-discovery, remember this: the goal isn't to eliminate anxiety or stress entirely, but to build the strength to handle them when they arise. With patience, reflection, and the practical Stoic techniques we've discussed today, you can build a life of true inner peace, a peace that comes not from avoiding life's difficulties, but from facing them with courage, wisdom, and grace. I'd love to hear from you. What part of Stoicism has resonated most with you today? Are you already practicing any Stoic techniques? If so, what's worked for you? If you're new to this, what's one Stoic idea you're excited to try in your life? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's continue this journey together.